We are being joined by our second guest of the evening. She is Invicta FC fighter Alexa Connors. Alexa slated to return to action August 31st, Invicta FC 32, and she will be taking on, was that Katharina Lehner?
Sure. I have no idea.
Well, no, see, I do this every time because I know how bad I say it. I also want to see if you guys can either educate me or you're on the same boat with me. Like, yeah, go ahead. You pronounce that. I'm good.
That sounds great. I have no idea.
All right. Well, at least we're getting the show off on a laugh. Let's keep this going. I got to ask you. You know, everyone's been talking about the biggest fight that we've had here in quite some time with the boxing match with Floyd and Conor. Two things: are you glad it's over, and did it live up to your expectations?
So glad it's over, and I mean, I'm impressed that Conor went 10 rounds. That was pretty cool, but I don't know. I always think they freaking hype the fights like that, and then it turns out to exactly what happened. Like, he got tired.
Well, a lot of people who watch combat sports, it was like, hey, like, this is what we thought happened, what was going to happen anyways. And everyone's like,
yeah.
well, Conor held his own. I really don't. I was reading a post from a former head coach for one of the major MMA gyms they had out there, and he kind of felt that a lot of people are giving Conor a little bit more praise than he probably deserves. Floyd
carried him.
Went out of character.
He carried him. Say it.
He not just carried him, but he also went out of character because Floyd is usually the guy that's on his bike, that he's making you chase him down. He was aggressive. He was inside of Conor's striking range and carried him, let him get off, do whatever. Was I impressed with what Conor did? Yes. He took a humongous risk, and he still comes out the better man at the end of the day. Yes, Floyd's going to go back into retirement. Hopefully we don't have to hear any more about that. He can just ride off into the sunset with the likes of Rocky Marciano or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad it's over just so everyone can stop talking about it. It's like, God, yes, it was a big fight. It was a
They're
fun
gonna stop
fight.
talking about it.
Are
you kidding me?
Listen. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy that. People who don't normally talk about combat sports was excited for this fight. You've had people's mamas calling them and be like, "How do I watch this? Who's it?" Like that was the thing that you have to appreciate about what Conor and Floyd did last night. Other than that, it's just to me, in that aspect, you could say it was just a glorified sparring match. You can call it whatever. Still, at the end of the day, a lot of people were upset about the money. Well, when you see how the fight was playing out, it probably was worth the money in the end. But then you also have the other aspect of it. People who were trying to stream through Fight Pass, the whole thing crashed and all that, and they delayed the pay-per-view for 30 to 45 minutes just so they can get all that stuff organized. Dana was right.
Bad.
It was a shit. It was a shit.
40 minutes.
Go ahead.
It took us 40 minutes to sign in. I was like, what is happening? So bad.
I don't think that they were not prepared for how many people were actually going to stream that fight. I guess they were figuring more people would go towards the pay-per-view route or go somewhere that was showing the pay-per-view. I don't think they anticipated that many people streaming from Fight Pass because I have Fight Pass, and there's a lot of times that it screws up with just, the regular Fight Pass events or the Invicta events and EBIs where it'll freeze and you'll lose the stream. So I can only imagine how much problems they were having last night because they haven't had the official numbers yet. I cannot wait to see how much money this actually generated. It probably won't be for at least 2 weeks till they get every single number 100% perfect. I think it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
But we've seen a lot of people were kind of upset how the undercard of that went, and I've seen quite a few media members were like, if you guys want to see how a real card has an undercard that delivers and performs, you guys better check out Invicta on the 31st. And as much as you'd like to see people want to disagree with that, I didn't see anyone say anything about it. It was I can't wait for the 31st. So do you feel kind of Invicta starting to kind of make some headway with the general public, where most of it was, through the first handful of years, it was typically your diehard MMA or WMMA fans that was kind of really pushing it?
Yeah, I think a lot more people now know what Invicta is, which is awesome. Because, Shannon and all of them, they do a good job promoting the fights. And now it's on UFC Fight Pass. It's accessible to, everyone, So I think that's pretty cool.
Fight Pass is key. Fight Pass is key. Because look what it's doing for, the EBI events. There's not that many people that actually want to sit down and watch a grappling event. Like, they don't want to go on Flow Grappling and stuff like that and pay $20 to watch people that maybe they've heard of. So if you have Fight Pass, which a lot of people do, you're getting a lot more eyes on it. So that's key for you guys. Or you ladies, excuse me. That's key.
I'm still one of these guys. As much as I love UFC Fight Pass, like last night's show, there's still issues with it. And I really want to see kind of Invicta hit to that next level. And I don't know when the contract is up or not, but I would really like to see, Shannon and the people that are at the helm of Invicta, go after somebody like Showtime. We used to have, Strikeforce on Showtime. She has that, I'm sure from her time as matchmaker with them, has some type of relationship with the people over there. I would really love to see them be able to do that. As much as I love Fight Pass, I just think that they would have I think you guys would have a better platform there. And it's not anything against Fight Pass. I have a subscription. I tune in all the time. It doesn't matter if it's Invicta, if it's Titan or whoever it happens to be. It's just that it's a good platform, but I think it's kind of a jumping off point. Hopefully my aspirations kind of come to fruition.
Well, I have a theory.
Cool,
I have a theory with that. I have a theory with that. I have a theory with Showtime. Well, because this was the Showtime UFC pay-per-view event with UFC's plummeting fight nights on Fox cards and stuff like that. I have a funny feeling there might be kind of backdoor deals to where you might be seeing UFC on Showtime like Strikeforce, and they, Invicta could go right with that. You know what I mean?
Like I said, if that's what they're going to do,
that's what I think is going to happen.
Bring the ladies with you because they deserve that platform too.
Yeah, for sure. I think Fight Pass right now, I think it's just so convenient and easy for people to log in on, and they're more willing to do that than go to Showtime. But if they promote it the right way and hype it up, I think it'd be really awesome.
I'm thinking.
Well, Showtime did.
My big thing is
Showtime did well with Strikeforce. Because they have the boxing, so they know the production. They know how to do things like that. Like these fight night cards, these guys are used to doing football and baseball. So I think Showtime would be great for Invicta and for.
I think the big difference there, Tommy, is the production. When Alexa and her opponent comes out, they have a good package. I just think it would really kind of be polished up and really kind of shine and show another side of these fighters to kind of give them a way to kind of sell themselves to the fan. Yeah, the Invicta does a great job of doing that. Just I don't think their production team has the resources and stuff that what Showtime would be able to do for them. That's one of the main reasons why that production team. It's one of the best out there for a reason. But that's just my take.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, I mean, we'll all see, but it's nice to see Invicta getting that shine that it deserves, because there's definitely some really good women fighters out there that aren't fighting for Bellator and World Series of Fighting in the UFC. So it's nice to see you ladies get the shine that you deserve for all the hard work that you put in.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, as we're getting closer to this event, we're getting the crunch time here for you. As you get started, what is walk us through what a typical fight week goes through when you go through it. From Monday, I guess, until Thursday.
Let's see. Wishing I could eat pizza. Hating everyone that comes around me now. No carbs. It's the worst. No, just focusing on your weight and cutting your weight, of course, and then I fly in tomorrow, California. Tuesday, usually do a whole media day. We take our pictures and do our little videos before we walk out, and then which is Wednesday, 10 a.m. we get to weigh in, which is awesome. And then have to wait all day and then have to weigh in at night, which is that's terrible. And then finally fight day. So pumped.
So
no pizza, huh?
Yeah,
I guess we just have the key to Alexa's heart there. You gotta, if your guys are listening, you gotta send her some pizza. She'll be your best friend forever.
Exactly.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. We all got weaknesses. Let's be honest. I'm definitely with you on the pizza. We're from the Philly, New Jersey, New York area, and we're I guess you can call us aficionados on some pizza, right, Tommy?
Yeah, well, I'm working. I'm working in Virginia right now, and it's very hard for me to find a pizza place that equals to New Jersey.
Yeah, good luck.
It's very, very hard. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very, very hard. So, what do you know about your opponent? I know you can't pronounce her name, but what do you know about
Are
about her?
you judging me on that? That's not okay.
Absolutely not. I can't pronounce it either. So don't feel bad.
All I see online right now, so she hasn't fought in like a year and a half. So her last fight, it looks like she's more of like a boxer. She likes to stay really tight. She comes straight forward, a ton of 1-2s straight down the line. So I'm expecting her to do that. But, I know for me, I made my pro debut with Invicta a little over a year ago. I've changed 100%. Like, my style has changed, and I've gotten a lot better. So she may have changed her style, So I don't know. I'm interested to see what she brings to the cage.
Leg kicks if she's just a straight boxer.
Oh, yes. Leg kick for days.
Yeah. Light them legs up. Set up that takedown.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm excited to see it. And her jiu-jitsu looked pretty solid. Nothing like crazy like a black belt level or anything like that. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Now, as we were talking about Fight Pass and all that, you've seen the birth of Dana White's Contender Series. Let's say you're victorious on the 31st, and they're getting ready to look for fighters for Dana White's Contender Series Season 2, and you get a call like, hey, we have a fight for you. Is the UFC kind of a destination that you want? Is Invicta good enough for you? As far as what they're offering you, do you have aspirations that are bigger than that? Like, what are your goals? Moving forward as far as competitive combat sports here.
I think like majority of fighters, obviously, we'd like to make the UFC, but I always trust in the process when it comes to fighting and this kind of thing. So if I win on the 31st, I wouldn't be mad at a title shot with Invicta or take a fight and then a title shot after that, So I'd like to see what Shannon offers me to stay with them Invicta. But, if Dana White hits up my manager and they feel like it's right and it's my time, heck yeah, I'll go for it. But I'm willing to wait and see what happens and see who they offer me.
Now, let's just say Bellator comes up with an offer. They're going to open up the bantamweight division, and they're looking for some fighters, and they make an offer that's either similar or as good as what the UFC would offer. Would that be something you would entertain?
Yeah, of course. I'm not holding anything against Bellator, Invicta, or UFC. I mean, whatever route is the best option for me at that time, I'll take it.
Because I think this is a really cool time to be a martial artist, because before you didn't really have all these avenues and options where you could be just as good, better off as your career progresses. Where you have all these options now. You have the UFC, you have Bellator, you have Invicta, you have RFA, or LFA now. I'm sorry, and you have places like Ryzen and stuff like that. Like, if you could have picked a time to come up and be a martial artist, you think you would even change anything? Would you want to be coming up this time? Maybe even a few years later down the road? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think right now is the perfect timing because, like you just said, there's a lot of avenues you can take now before you end up at the UFC or a higher level. I think Invicta is a perfect starting point for me. And even if I stay here for a little bit, I'll be 100% content. But there's so many different options in different promotions now. They're all elite. So I think it's pretty cool. Like, I have anywhere I want to go, I can go.
Yeah, it really is awesome.
It's definitely nice to have those options.
Yeah, last time we talked to Shannon, she was already talking about, doing grappling stuff, putting together, Invicta boxing and whatever. Those are things that one of the reasons why I hold Shannon such high regard, because she's always looking at ways to give you girls more opportunity. She's not one of these promoters that you have a contract with me and you're going to honor that contract. She's not going to stop these ladies from any opportunities that they feel, that they want to take, which is a rarity these days when you see how the landscape of MMA is anymore. We've seen, promoters have battles out with their stars because they feel they still have rights to them and they don't want to relinquish those rights. So it's great, man, to see stuff like this. It really is.
Yeah, I've appreciated Shannon. She's let me stay active this past year outside of Invicta, which has helped me so much. And like I said, it's helped me grow. Like, I've grown every single fight. I've done something different every fight. And just being able to stay active in general is nice.
It's one of the hardest things to do as a martial artist, because Invicta doesn't put on the volume of events that some of these other ones do. So yeah, it is awesome that Shannon lets you guys compete outside the promotion. Look at frickin' Andrea Lee. She's still under contract. She's still an Invicta fighter, and she's frickin', she's LFA's flyweight champion. So
yeah.
Like you see what it is. It's what, like I said, it's why I hold Shannon to such a high regard. Where other promoters might be in a better situation than she is, but who she is as a person separates her from everyone else. I'm sorry. You can argue with me all you want. Just I got nothing but love for Shannon now.
Yeah, she's great. She's been awesome to work for and fight for. So I'm actually excited to see her this week. So she just takes care of the girls to a whole other level than any other promoter so far I've dealt with. I mean, LFA was great, but I don't know what it is. Shannon just takes time to get to know her fighters, and she legitimately cares about you and wants you to succeed. She wants you to make the UFC if you want to make the UFC, So she's pretty awesome.
I also think people also tend to forget that she probably would be a Zuffa employee if when the merger with Strikeforce happened, that she didn't walk away and start Invicta. People,
right.
not a lot of people know that. It's kind of fun. At least to me it is. It is. Like, you have so many people, they want to be, fans that are trying to be aficionados of martial arts, and they don't bother to get to know the little intricate details like that. It's like when they say, with the whole thing with Chris Cyborg was going on and she was still in the contract, Shannon Knapp would never let her go and do that. Like, why would she?
Right.
Like, do you know they have a working relationship? No, they don't have a working relationship. I'm like, okay. Whatever you say, guys.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Oh, man. But it's like I said, this upcoming event is gonna be awesome. But outside of your fight, I know you're. It looks like you're pretty high up there on the card. Is there a fighter or a fight that kind of you might want to be piquing your interest to the TV screen or big screen when the time comes?
Oh, definitely the title fight for the Bantamweight title. Definitely going to stick around and watch that and see what happens.
You think Yana's going to redeem herself against Raquel? She had the title, kind of fell short in the rematch, or run back with Tanya Evinger. Do you think she's going to redeem herself, or so you're with me on this one? Yana is going to reclaim the title?
That's what I think she will. I mean, she's a solid fighter, and she gave Tanya hell the first match, even the second match. It was a good fight, but saw that she's at Jackson Wink. That's a good camp. She's trained with Holly and them, so yeah, I think Yana's gonna take it.
And you have a couple fighters making their debut. Anyone you know or you have your eye on?
I know that Amberlyn Orr is on the same card as me. She is actually from South Carolina as well. And
you're all both from the same area.
Yeah. Yep. We're at she's at Pitch Black.
Y'all both fought for Conflict, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she fought for Conflict. See, we were supposed to fight a couple of times, and our schedules never matched up. While we were amateurs. So we've been scheduled a fight,
I've been
it just never happened.
You for a while. So I think you guys were. I think it was either like you said, it was just weird timing. It never worked out. Obviously
she's a police officer, so her schedule.
Yeah, and also you're a little bit more active than she is now. Now it's like you're starting to get to the point where you got your eyes on what's going on with that title fight, where she's just looking to get active and then kind of see where things go. So yeah. Yeah,
I think this is only her second pro fight, if I'm correct.
Yes.
She's 0-1 maybe. But I mean, she's a good fighter, so I'm actually I'm excited to see her on that card. But definitely looking pretty. Watching the Yana fight, the Bantamweight title fight.
So do you think you're about maybe one or two fights away from fighting for the championship, or do you think this fight, if you come out on top, gets you a shot at the belt?
Like I said, I'm gonna see what Shannon says, but I'm hoping really show out and show that I'm a well-rounded fighter. I went down to APT for 2 weeks and trained with those girls, non-stop wrestling and grappling and sparring, and I mean they're tough as hell. I learned a lot with them. And I think is her name Katharina? I think that's how you say it. I don't know. She's undefeated, so it's not like she's a chump. She's gonna come in. She's tough. She has experience. I mean, I think if I could finish her, put her away the second round, I don't know, maybe one more fight after that, then a title shot or whatever Shannon feels is right.
Well, no matter what, I think.
I love the PC answer. Come on.
But it's not. It's not PC. Come on, man. It's not like Alexa has like 9 or 10 fights under her belt. She's only has a handful of fights. So you might say it's politically correct, but it's also the correct answer when you basically think about it. be like everyone in a world today where everyone's saying is trying to tell you to be more like Conor McGregor. I want to see more people, be like somebody like Alexis. Be humble till you get those opportunities. Then maybe after that, you want to put some funk on your interviews or whatever. To go ahead and do it. Have some fun with it. You know what I mean?
Dude, listen, I believe in karma. I'm not talking shit. I'm just not.
You know what? Everybody makes fun of me because that's my kind of fighter, the person who kind of toes the company line and keeps their mouth shut and lets their work do the talking for them. That's the kind of fighter that I'm into. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
once you get to the UFC, that doesn't really work for you. In the UFC, that doesn't really work.
Sucks, but I don't want to be like Ronda, get knocked out. Like, I'm good. I don't want that to happen.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Nick Diaz hasn't won a fight since before Hurricane Sandy, and he could still come in there and get a ton of money to lose. And that's the fight game today. It's so weird. It's really so weird.
Talk a bunch of shit to get paid.
It definitely is.
Well, look at Chael Sonnen. Look at Chael Sonnen. He's talked his way into how many title fights, and he hasn't won one of them.
I always say it like this, man. We already know what happens when you go to when you're getting ready to watch a Chael Sonnen event. Make sure you watch everything before the event because that's where he wins. When it comes to the actual fight, unfortunately, he said it himself. He's always a bridesmaid, never the bride, man. It's just unfortunate. He's fun. He's fun to watch. He's fun to listen to. He's entertaining, intelligent, and all that. But at the same time, just when it comes to the skill set, regardless if it's a mental block or something, it just when it comes down to it, it just like you said, man, he just falls short. It is what it is.
Yep. I think Conor so far is the only one who has successfily talked shit and then backed it up repeatedly.
But like I was saying to Tommy, the difference is that when he does lose, you don't see a lot of excuses. He's humble. He says the right things, and I think that's another reason why a lot of people get behind him the way they do. Like he's taken some. The last two losses he took some L's. But he took them the right way where you just cannot help but support that guy or like that. Just how I feel about it.
Yep.
But as we're getting ready to close things up and we're going to get ready to give our next guest here a call, Alexa, what we kind of do at the end of our interviews is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, websites, charities you're working with, shoot out your sponsors, whatever. The time is yours, my friend.
For me personally, I fight for mental health awareness and suicide prevention. This September would be 2 years since my father passed away. And I just want to bring awareness to, like society, I believe, doesn't talk about enough or has enough help out there for people. So my whole family, they support me and they back me up when it comes to that. I mean, they support me in general. They deal with me when I'm cutting weight, and God bless them, I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Without them, I wouldn't be able to train full time and do what I do and be able to fight for Invicta. But I mainly want to thank my family, my head coach, Jimmy Fowler at Revolution Mixed Martial Arts, and all my teammates there. Yeah, if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do.
Awesome. Alexa, I really appreciate your time this evening. As I say to everyone who winds up fighting right before shortly after the interview is, best of skill to you. Hopefully you get the result you want at the end of the day, and both you and your opponents get out of their injury free. I mean, that's all I could really wish upon you guys. Other than that, I guess we'll leave it up to fate and skill set and see how it plays out. But
all right.
I really appreciate the time, and definitely looking forward to having you go on here again in the future. It was definitely fun.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
You have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.